Native Instruments has been introducing components that go along with Guitar Rig. In the latest version of Komplete, they bundled 3 of these. The first 2, RAMMFIRE and REFLEKTOR, are components. One's an amp and one is a reverb unit, and then Traktor is a series of effects that come from their Traktor product. In this video, we'll be taking a look at RAMMFIRE and REFLEKTOR. If you've heard of the band Rammstein, you probably know their guitarist Richard ZK. ZK worked with Native Instruments on designing an amplifier and cabinet that matched his standards, and they call it RAMMFIRE. RAMMFIRE emulates a multi-channel solo head with a tube power amp. You can select among clean, vintage, modern, and a setting that spans the entire tonal range. There are expert controls below, and you can find out what all these mean in the RAMMFIRE manual, but the one I'll point out is stereo, which turns on true stereo processing. Now the RAMMFIRE amp comes with a matched cabinet, and there's even a custom version of Control Room where you can use the RAMMFIRE cabinet along with 8 different microphones. And of course, when you get RAMMFIRE, you get a whole series of presets designed by Native Instruments and RZK. So let's take a listen. We'll start by playing the unaffected guitar loop. And then we'll switch on RAMMFIRE. So that's a quick look at RAMMFIRE. Now REFLEKTOR is a convolution reverb. A convolution reverb simulates real spaces by creating impulse responses that simulate that space and then allowing you to apply that impulse response to your own sounds. REFLEKTOR comes with over 350 of these impulse responses, from fairly standard types of rooms to wildly creative spaces. To select an impulse response, you go over to the left-hand side, and I'll expose the bottom here, and you can see categories at the top. And then presets within that category in the bottom drop-down. You can also use these arrows to move through the categories, and the up and down arrows move through the presets. Here you can set the amount of the wet and dry signals, the length of the tail or decay, the size of the room, the position within the impulse response where the reverb starts, and you can even reverse the reverb and determine the position of the IR that's reversed. And then down below, some more detailed controls. So let's take a listen. So we're just listening to the reverb sound here. So that's a brief look at the 2 new Guitar Rig products, RAMMFIRE and REFLEKTOR.